Hi friend, this is TY. I believe many people who follow my channel have already know throwing knife. But in today's video, I will be introducing a very different kind of throwing knife, the traditional Chinese throwing knife, especially the Willow-Leaf style described in the old manual I have.
I have them in my hand. This is our new product, Willow-Leaf. In Chinese, we call it Zheliu, which means pick a willow leaf.
This kind of throwing knife is carried in a backpack, same as this one on my back. Each throw feels like breaking a willow leaf from a tree, so the hand motion is very much like a whip. Feel relaxed, fluid, like willow branches swinging in the wind. In this video, I will introduce the design of Willow-Leaf throwing knives, how it's carried, the throwing technique, and the logic behind it. And we will also look at a real historical story from the old manual that shows the incredible skills of martial artists from early 20th century. Everything I'm introducing and the Willow-Leaf design are based on three manuals: 练胆气秘诀, 练胆气合刊, and 武术汇宗. According to those three old manuals I found, there were three main ways to throw knives. The first method is a half-swing throw. It's described in the book 武术汇宗 by Wan Laisheng. The half-swing throw has been a widely used technique across many cultures, both in the past and today. The knife is held by the blade and thrown, so it takes a half turn before hitting the target. This method also appears in old Chinese films. In the manuals, the knives used for half-swing are described as lighter and smaller. For example, the general two in my hand are specifically designed for this method. The weight of the carry is also different. Rather than Willow-Leaf are carried on the back, these are supposed to carried on front of your body and lined up in a row. The second method is written in a Republican-era manual called 练胆气秘诀. The direct translation of that manual is the secret of throwing hidden weapon.
In this method, the knife is held near the tip with three fingers: your thumb, index finger, and middle finger.
The blade flies without any rotation. It just goes straight to the target. Quite like Feijian technique, just in different grip. The Feijian is grip like this. The third method uses natural grip no spin.
The handle is held normally, or you can call it a hammer grip. So it's held like that.
The knife does rotate a little bit in air, like 90 degrees, but not even half turn. So in knife throwing terminology, if the blade in the air just rotates less than 180 degrees, we still classify it as no spin. So it usually just rotates 90 degrees. Doesn't matter in distance, like 3 meters rotate 90 degrees, and 5 meters still rotate 90 degrees. Today, the first method, half spin, is known in many places. Many people already know that. But the second and the third technique are very rare. To understand this last technique, this video will just focus on the third method, natural grip, no spin. There is a famous story that gives us a clear picture of how throwing knives were used back then. Jin Tisheng recorded in the memory of his friend Jiang Jun. Jiang once saw a throwing master named Fu Xiangling, who also practiced mianquan, a soft style of boxing. One day, at a farewell banquet, the martial artist present agreed to each show a special skill. When it's Fu Xiangling's turn, he asked someone to hang 12 copper coins in a straight line. On his back, he carried a sheath which holding 12 throwing knives, and on his hand, he held a giant sword. While doing the sword movement, he threw the knives one by one, and each one hit a copper coin. When he finished, he smiled and said modestly, "I don't know if these small skills was 3 cups of wine. Everyone was shocked at that time. Jin Tishen's friend, Jiang himself, practiced throwing dart and flying stone. But no matter how hard he trained his knife throwing technique, he could never reach Fu's level. This story shows 2 important things. First, throwing knives were secondary long-range weapons. They were used together with a sword or other weapons. And this kind of willow-leaf style throwing knife are drawn from the back, not from the hip or leg.
The old manual described the knife design very clearly. So the total length is about 26 centimeters and is carried on the back. The blade shape is more like a willow-leaf style, a small guard behind the blade, and very short handle, so only around 6 centimeters. After that is a shaped tail. The weight is around 290 grams, which makes it very powerful.
Compared to a normal knife, the handle is quite short. So why the handle is short? Because you're gonna carry it all day, so the total length is constrained. Under a limited overall length, an overly long handle will reduce the knife's penetration performance because when it goes through the target, the guard will act as a stop. Therefore, when the total length is constrained, more of the length is allocated to the blade part to maximize the penetration power. And when drawing from the back, you only need the tail as an anchor point. You see that? So I only need, my hand only need to grip the ring part of the knife and then throw it. Grabbing the knife by the tail when throwing has another benefit. It's relatively more powerful. I will use an axe to explain that. When you're holding an axe head, you can move fast, but the impact is slow. But if you want to deliver a pretty powerful cut, you can grab the tail of the handle, and with the same motion, it's more powerful. So same thing to your knife. When you grab the tips to throw, or you grab the tail to throw, it penetrates deeper. However, your movements will be significantly slower since the resistance is greater. See, I can move pretty fast when holding the head, but when holding the tail, the resistance is greater, I move slower. The dart is 220 grams, but it can be thrown pretty fast because all the weight are in your palm, the resistance is small. But if you throw a knife, your movements will be slower because there are more resistance. You grab the tail of it. But the back sheath carry system provides the missing speed. It allows you to raise your arm with an empty hand, so there is no resistance at all. So you can raise your hand and grab the knife, throw it. The manual said it was worn on the shoulder blade. If you throw with your right hand, the sheath is worn near the left shoulder blade. And if you throw with your left hand, the sheath is worn on the right side. Before trying it, I imagined that the knife should be worn on the same side as the throwing hand, but once I tried it, I noticed that my shoulder was locked when I tried to reach the same side. Reaching across the side is much smoother. So you grab the knife and then throw it immediately. The back sheath carry system is not only for carrying knife, it also works as a magnet. You grab it and throw it. Grab it, throw it. Grab it, throw it. When you swing your empty hand naturally, you reach a high power point near your head. It's very easy to understand, very similar to a saber. For example, like you want to deliver a very powerful cut, you raise the saber up, so your body is like a fully drawn ball, storing power, and then deliver the cut. Or like when you are playing badminton, want to hit a really powerful shot, you have to raise your hand, yeah? So no matter where I carry my knife, if I want to throw it with maximum power, my hand still has to bring the knife here. So why not just carry it right here? Why not just carry the knife near my highest power point? So it doesn't matter where my hand is, when I need to throw my knife, I just reach the highest power point, then draw the knife. The motion of your body and arm is quite similar like a catapult launches a projectile. The small handle and the shaped tail all make sense when you carry it on the back. When you draw a knife from the back, we're not grip very deep. We just need to grab the end of the handle. The shaped tail helps you feel the orientation of the knife and provide extra friction. As we mentioned before, the shaped tail works as an anchor point. Compared to a straight handle knife with a smooth surface, the shaped tail gives you more margin for error when your hand is really wet. The backshift carry system allows you to have fast pre-throw movement, and each throw is delivered with maximum power. This system just minimizes the weakness of the weapon and maximizes its strength. And because the knife are carried on your back, so you can use your main weapon like swords, saber, or other stuff freely. Now I'm in a righty stance with a Chinese Jian. If you're right-handed and you throw with your right hand, you can throw one knife before an engagement. For example, the enemy is in front of me, and I can throw one knife, then deliver my sword. So how to train this Chinese throwing knife technique? For beginners, I don't recommend you just start from your sheath because it's hard for you. I would recommend you to start with 回心点圆 style, an entry level of Chinese throwing knife technique. So just use your 3 fingers, your thumb, index finger, and middle finger to grab the knife like a writing brush, like that. Then push your hand forward.
You can hold the knife by 3 fingers, like a writing brush. Or you can hold it by that too. It's up to you. Both can work.
And release it like that. Don't swing your arm downward, just forward. So you can start at 1 to 2 meters, then you extend the distance to 3 to 5 meters. After that, you can change your grip to natural grip. Put your whole hand on the handle and relax. Grip it and relax. And then it's the same mechanic. So hand motion is the same, it's just grip different. After that, you change to the final version, ring grip. Put your middle finger on the side of the ring and then hold it in your palm. Put the ring in your palm, then grab it like this. So you can easily throw it. After that, start drawing it from your sheath. There is a common challenge that many beginners may face, especially if they're training no-spin knife throwing. It's a knife over-rotate. So in no-spin knife throwing, the knife is supposed to rotate 90 degrees, then hitting target. But in over-rotate scenario, the knife just rotates too much. It rotates, for example, like 180 degrees, then the handle hitting the target. So how to fix it? You just need to remember one principle. Your hand motion results the rotation. So swinging your arm downward will result rotation. Swing your arm downward, knife will rotate. There will be no rotation at all if your hand just goes straight. And just like in the Fei Jian technique, my hand are driving by my body and then go straight. Let's see. So I release my Fei Jian like that, and it just flies straight without any rotation, then hitting target. Or what if I grab the knife in a hammer grip and my hand still goes straight? So now, what will be that? Knife just released at 90 degrees and hit the target at 90 degrees. But I want my knife hit the target in the right angle, yeah? So I need to add a little bit of rotation to it. How can I add it? The point is the wrist. So I just relax my wrist and other things keep the same. What about throw from longer distance? We need to tighten the wrist a little bit to make sure we give less rotation to the knife and make it rotate slower than hitting target. So the logic is that your wrist is work as a distance control. It's a dial. In short distance, you add more rotation to it. Your wrist is more relaxed, and it will rotate fast and hit the target. And in the longer distance, you add less rotation to it. Your wrist is tightened. If you can understand this principle, the distance will not be a problem. In many other knife throwing techniques, people are thinking about to cancel the rotation by sliding the knife spine or push it, but we're actually doing in the other way. We add rotation to a knife. That's why I recommend people who want to throw like me to begin with the Feijian style or Kuixindian style. Those two styles can help you to build the muscle memory of hand straight motion. So just try to make the Feijian go straight or the knife go straight. Then you don't need to worry about the over-rotation in long distance, which is the biggest challenge in no-speed knife throwing. Traditional Chinese Willow-Leaf throwing knife is much more than a prop from old story. Its design, carrying method, and throwing mechanic reveal a highly developed martial arts system. By reconstructing this knife and the techniques from old documents, we can better understand the skill and idea of martial artists from the past. If you have questions, ideas, or different opinions, feel free to share them. Let's continue the discussion and keep this martial arts alive. If you are interested in this Willow-Leaf throwing knife and backshift carry system, feel free to check out tdojo.com. We have them in our USA warehouse.